Hello, friends, and welcome to Season 3 of Hops and Hedges, the podcast where we talk about beer, landscaping, and everything in between. I'm your host, Heather Gerard from My Landscape Artist, and I am so glad you're here. Hops and Hedges is proudly sponsored by ext.tech, and you're going to want to stick around until the end of the show for an exclusive discount code to use for their powerful CRM software and mobile app. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. There we go. With me today on the show is Cathy Nesbitt, all the way from Bradford, Ontario. She is a worm advocate at Cathy's Crawley Composters and also a laugh yoga instructor, right? And a laugh person. I don't know what the words. What's the words, Cathy?
Your ambassador. Yes.
Your ambassador. That's beautiful. Cathy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Heather. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that we've met. Thank you.
So excited we met too. We actually met through, I think it was Podmatch, right?
I believe.
So I recently signed up to Podmatch to try and meet some different people. And you're in Bradford, Ontario, so you're not even that far from me.
Almost a local call.
Right, and we wouldn't have met without Podmatch, so I'm so grateful that we connected. Really excited to pick your brain. So for those who don't know you, Cathy, can you tell people who are tuning in who you are, what you do, and why you're amazing?
Well, so many things.
So many
all of
things.
us. We're all amazing. So my working title is Cathy Crawley Laughing Bean Queen. Simple solutions for today's challenges. Worms for amending the soil. Indoor worms, why not? Spoiled worms. Sprouts for eating, grow your own, and laughter for overall health and wellness. And I'm located in Bradford, just north of Toronto, largest city in Canada. And in 2002, our landfill closed, and we started to export our garbage to the US. And I had a solution, at least for the wet waste.
Great.
For everybody, right? Toronto, 6 million people in the greater Toronto area.
Oh my
Half live in condos, townhouses, places without space to do outdoor composting. And I understand that not everybody that lives in a house composts. That's a different topic, but they at least have an option. The people in apartments don't have an option. In came the worms. And it's really interesting, I think, You know, as entrepreneurs, think we have a solution and we think everyone needs what we have, and they do, but they just don't know.
Right?
Right? But people don't buy what they need. They buy what they want.
Right.
And not everyone wants worms in the house.
Right. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Personally, but haven't tried it myself, but you have inspired me and I am definitely going to be looking into it. So,
And you're in London, yes?
I'm in London. Yep.
And I'm coming to London in February, so we'll meet.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Yes.
Yeah. The
I'll
three
take
of
you
us,
out
Tony and you and I will meet.
Oh, that would be so great.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony lives in London as well.
Yes, please. That's exciting. So I'm just going to put February, meet Cathy.
It'll be a Wednesday. I'm not sure what date. I'm doing a worm workshop.
Ooh, I want to actually sign up for that. I'll bring friends. Okay. Perfect. I'm all excited now.
It's in a classroom.
Okay.
Well, you could probably come. You could be my aide or something if you wanted to come and check it out.
What if I'm a teacher at Fanshawe? So I'm just also another instructor or educator.
Are you a teacher at Fanshawe?
Yeah, I teach in the landscape design
perfect.
and the horticultural technician program.
Maybe I'll come and do a workshop there while I'm in.
Be awesome. Okay. Anyway.
Okay,
I'm so excited. So, Cathy, I actually got to meet you and get to know you a little bit better over the last couple of weeks because after we connected over Podmatch about getting you on the show as a guest, I signed up for your Laughter Club, which is this incredible thing that you are hosting virtually Tuesday mornings. I think I've attended 3 weeks now, except minus today because I couldn't, I was in a meeting. But can you tell our listeners, what is this that you do? Because it is so cool.
Yeah, it's laughter yoga, laughing for the health of it. Laughter yoga is not doing yoga and laughing. It's laughing as a cardiovascular exercise, just a fun way to get present, to secrete all the, it's huge how powerful it is. It's potent medicine that we have just taken for granted. Like it's sitting right there. Well, it's sitting right here inside. It's free. And everyone can laugh at any time, although it's hard to laugh by yourself. Thus, the Laughter Club. Right. Coming together as a group, right? We're living now in a state of isolation. We live in our silos and we're alone and we're sad and we're depressed because we're alone. And so this is a way for us to come together. We're meant to be together. It's social. we feel good. I mean, you've been to my club. It's five
Yeah.
and a half years. I have my
Oh my
online laughter
gosh.
club. 5.5 years every Tuesday. Started right during the cuckoo time. And because I needed something, like Rick is really nice, but I needed more. That's my husband.
Oh, that's too funny. And Rick actually, he joins you too with Laughter Club, right?
He was hesitant for about 10 years. So anyone that's listening going, "What, you laugh? There's no jokes or anything. It's just laughing." And I say that he has a different story because we're in Worms together. Our whole life is like interwoven like this. So he gave me laughter. Like he was like, "I'll let that be her thing." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Laughter's the best medicine. Join me."
Yeah.
So we were just came from it from different angles. But in November of 2022, we were walking in the forest. I'm a laughter yoga teacher. I teach leaders. And I said, I have a training coming up next week, and I only have one student and they're paid. So I guess we're going ahead. And he said, maybe I'll take the training. There was never any talk of him taking, that was a, wow, you never know. You don't know somebody. We've been together, 38 years this year.
Wow.
Married, I mean.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's awesome. And he does get into
Someone
it.
should get a
He's great
prize.
up there. Yes.
He's so good. He's so good.
So good.
Yeah, we're
I've
different, right? Just like teachers, like all teachers are unique in what they bring, how they present. And, we have the same material maybe, but different way. And I bring the healing modalities, the tapping, brain gym, all the things.
yeah.
And he brings the actual laughter. He really plans out his sessions, and it's magnificent watching what he does.
Absolutely. And I can vouch for it. Like I said, been a few weeks attending myself, and it's half hour. It's not even that big of a time investment for people. So, we hop on virtually Tuesday morning for half an hour, and it is so energizing and cathartic. And what a way to start your day. It's just, I've really got a lot out of it personally. I'm not afraid to admit, Cathy, I had reached out to you after the first one that it really took me off guard that I actually got emotional. And you were saying that's actually a common sort of reaction that people have is because they're, for the first time, they're getting out of their head into their body and releasing. Like it was incredible how the emotion just washed over me, hearing all these strangers just laughing together.
Right? Yeah, thank you for saying that. Thank you for being vulnerable because it truly is. What happens when we experience trauma, and it doesn't matter how big, how small, it gets in our body. So yeah, so when we have a trauma, it gets in our body. If we don't get rid of that trauma, it stays in our body and it stays in, and the next one goes on top and on top. So laughter goes very deep. Because when we're laughing full on, it's attached to our diaphragm. Our diaphragm is attached to all of our organs. And we're laughing, ha, 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 everything gets jostled. So things can burble up to the surface, experiences or feelings or memories that get
Right.
jogged up. So sometimes people can feel emotional during a laughter session. It's very deep. Yes, but not every time, right? That happened just the one time. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I could feel it kinda coming up the second time, but then I wasn't so taken off guard by it. So, but the first time, it really like, it came over me really all of a sudden, and like you said, it did feel really deep, like it was just something that was coming up and came over me, and I had to turn off my video because I was like, "Oh my gosh, everybody's laughing, and I'm, like, really ugly crying." Like, it just came over me, and I guess I needed that release, but
Beautiful. It's really beautiful.
laughter really is strong medicine.
It's potent. It's very potent because when we're laughing, we're secreting all of the love drugs, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. These are the happy chemicals. These make us feel good. Sometimes we drink or do drugs or whatever, all these things to get those hits.
Right.
Imagine we can get them just by administering ourselves. And then when I incorporate, I think my sessions, you saw that I get about 30 people every week now. It's really
Yeah.
magnificent. It took time to get there. People from around the world. I have my dedicated people that come, and then people that come once, they never come again. Because if it doesn't get in your calendar, something else will fill that slot. We know that.
Right. Mhm.
We're not right. It has to become a habit. And it's wonderful with the other modalities that I add in, because like the tapping on the few spots, because it's again just our body, our body's magnificent, but it's just energy. So tapping on these spots, doing deep breathing. It just brings us back to ourselves versus stress. When we're stressed and we're living in this perpetual state of stress,
Hmm.
which is why laughter is so foreign and why we get emotional sometimes because we're holding so much for so long.
Oh, yeah.
We're just like always, we're always okay. We always got to be upright. We can't cry. We can't show stuff because we got to get stuff done. So, we're holding stuff. So laughter is a release because when we're laughing, we're completely present. We're
Yeah.
not thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. That stupid thing you said, you're not in your head. You can't think at all. It's
Right.
really not a great survival mechanism. You can only laugh when you feel completely safe. Because if you were laughing full on, ha, your knees get weak. You can't run away, right? You're like,
Huh.
ha, oh, like the saber-tooth tiger is coming in to grab you.
Right.
You can, right? So that's why, again, the laughter club. And even as a trained professional, it's hard for me to laugh by myself.
Hmm.
I have a laughter buddy. Actually, I keep my laughter going since I've been laughing since 2012. And actually, I should tell that story. That's how I got from the worms to the laughter.
Yeah.
10 years. So I started my worm business in 2002, 24th anniversary. Can you imagine?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Yay. So good. Uh, wow. It's a lot.
That is 24 years. Oh my goodness, Cathy. That's a
I
lot
mean, it
of
was funny.
worms.
It's a lot of worms. And, worms in the house, not everybody wants it. I have a psych degree, so I'm fascinated by people. And people don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. So I started doing school workshops back in 2002. And over 100,000 students have seen my presentation. It's so much fun.
Hmm.
Setting up the kids with a worm bin. And anyway, it's so beautiful. It's a wonderful life. In 2012, one more person said, "Ooh, worms in the house." And I heard it. I mean, I heard it hundreds of times. I wasn't listening. I was like, no, 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 you need this.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, maybe I need it. I don't want it. I'm not, no, there's a line here. Like people are like, oh, if you do workshops and the kids tell the parents, yeah, there's still a line. If something happened to them
Hmm.
if somebody chased them around, if they were traumatized, like I think it's fascinating that I have a psych degrees and I'm psych degree, fascinated by people. And people are afraid of what I'm flogging, right? And I don't have repeat customers, right? The worms breed more than rabbits. Like
Wow.
it's really a ridiculous whole magic carpet ride I'm on. I have no idea how I got here, Heather.
Huh.
I trust. I mean, I'm divinely guided. And I think that for anyone listening, if you're like, I want to do something, maybe it's not this. You don't have to be doing something that's going to change the world because whenever we're doing something, we're plugging into our part, whatever it is,
Yeah.
however big or small. It could be anything. But if you have an idea and you're like, oh, that would be really good, like do it. Like go and because what have you got to lose? Who knew I was going to be here? So, okay, 2012. One more person said, ew, worms in the house. And I heard it, I felt it, I questioned everything. The very next day I was introduced to laughter yoga.
Whoa.
I don't even do yoga. I know yoga. I mean, I do stretch and do things, but not a traditional yoga. I jumped right to the fun yoga, right? Laughing for the health of it. I was like, laughter yoga, what's that? A speaker did a 5-minute introduction. Interesting.
Yeah.
And that same week, 2012, like pay attention to the science people. 2012, same week, twice in 1 week. I'm at a networking event, hundreds of people. The very first woman I met, a laughter yoga teacher. What? I said to her, laughter yoga's mainstream. I heard of it twice in 1 week. And her club happened to be, this was in Toronto, her club was 5-minute walk from my mother-in-law's place.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Get out. So I was brought to laughter yoga with my mother-in-law. Like I was like, hey, she would tell people, hey, if Cathy asked me to do something, I say yes, because it's always an adventure.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And how many times do things come across our desk or come across as an experience or get mentioned to us or introduced to us and we just, that's fluff. And we're not paying attention, right?
Go, wow, that sounds interesting. And then they go, oh, squirrel.
Yep. Which I have
Oh,
done. I
something
will
else,
admit.
right?
Yep. Scrolling through.
Scrolling, like get off here and go do one of those cool things. Because
Yeah.
you can read all you want. You can watch a video and whatever, but it's not the same as doing.
And I
And
love what you
it's
said that if you get an idea and you're like, oh, that would be fun, go out there and try it. Like, what do you
try it.
have to lose? And I don't know how many times that's come up for me where the only thing holding me back, it was not time, it was not money, it was not what people think, because I haven't really ever cared about that. It was myself. I was the only thing in my way of trying something. Get over yourself and just try the thing. It
Just
could
try
be
the thing.
amazing.
Yeah, so I call up my mother-in-law and I'm like, "Hey, Mary, you want to go to laughter yoga?" She's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "I don't
I
know,
have
but I
no
don't want to
idea.
go alone." So it became our date night. It was once a month, and we'd go out for dinner, go to laughter yoga. So great. I mean, the first time was weird because it is weird the first time,
Yeah,
or it can be awkward, right? And maybe
yeah,
not online so much when you see a successful club like mine with 30 people. Like everyone's this big, so no one can really see you anyway.
yeah.
When you think
Everyone's
about
laughing. Like it's
it.
really extraordinary what you've
Mm.
built. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So,
And my club is filled with laughter professionals. They come to learn from me, like, and I'm really honored that's the case.
oh my
It
goodness.
feels so good knowing that my peers are coming to my club
Yeah.
because of what I offer.
It's amazing, and it is, definitely a great way of putting some light out into the world, so I am honored to
Here's
have received some of that light from you in that group.
here's a simple analogy that I just came up with. Everything's energy. We know this.
Yep.
I'm not Einstein. Einstein. I'm not
Einstein.
Okay, right? Everything's energy. When we're laughing, it's high vibration, magic medicine. So it's up here. Ha 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 ha. When I laugh, I'm helping myself. I feel good. I'm helping my house, the energy of my house, anyone in my house. I'm helping my town. I'm helping Canada, the world. So I'm contributing to the global energy grid. When I'm feeling sad, depressed, anxious, frustrated, angry, any of those lower vibrating energies, I'm sucking from the grid.
Right.
So would you rather be a contributor, doing good, feeling good, vibrating at a high rate where you feel good, you want to do good because you freaking feel good.
Yeah.
Instead of when you're feeling sad, depressed, anxious, tired, whatever, dark, you're sucking from the grid. And I'm not, not to judge anybody. I know that when you feel that way, it's so hard. It's so dark.
Absolutely.
And we can change it like that. If you don't feel like laughing, go to a laughter club. We'll help you laugh. It's
Mhm.
not jokes or comedy. It's laughing as an exercise for the health of it.
Right.
It's serious. It's serious business because when we're laughing, we're breathing deep. We don't have to think, breathe in, breathe out. Oh, how long do I breathe? No, you're laughing. Ha ha ha. You're exhaling.
Yep.
You have to, in order to keep on laughing, you have to inhale. And it's like, "Oh, I don't feel like laughing." Okay, good. Your body doesn't know the difference between real and fake laughter. So your brain does. Your ego is gonna say, "Oh, what are you doing? There's no joke." So you're gonna laugh. What? It's happening here. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Your body's like, "Pew, pew, pew," secreting all the love drugs. You're fully oxygenated. So keep going. Listen to your body. Feel what it feels like. Get out of your head. Stop thinking for the moment. Just allow. So allow yourself permission to play.
Right?
That's the secret, because then we're alive. We're alive when yeah, it's so beautiful. It's for everybody. This is for
Yeah.
everybody. They just don't know it.
And I love the idea that you're talking about, how we're either contributing to the grid or taking from the grid. Because, there's some days where you are going to suck from the grid, right? Life
Yeah.
happens, things happen. You might be a fellow chemically challenged individual on the planet that some days, guess what? You're just going to be sucking from the grid. But then you can almost make up for it. And some days you're taking from the grid and some days you're giving instead of just every day taking from the grid. And it's interesting to me because that's also, to me, that's very reflective or almost mirrors what we do in horticulture because sometimes the job is cutting a tree down and it sucks. But
Mm.
you know what? We plant a crap ton of trees, right? So it's kind of this give and take, this push and pull, this yin and yang that is really, really interesting. And with laughter yoga, it's head, but it's body. And it's kind of playing tricks on them both to just be more present in wherever we're at. So I just think it's beautiful. So I'm excited to have discovered it. So happy to have met you. Still have lots that I want to dig in with you today, but I want to ask you about. I always like to ask guests on the show about their mentors, like people who have really influenced them. And you mentioned Mary Applehoff. Can you tell us about Mary?
Yeah, Mary Applehoff was a microbiologist in from Kalamazoo, Michigan, and yeah, and she wrote a book in the 80s called "Worms Eat My Garbage." And there was another one, "Worms Eat Our Garbage," which was a school, like a classroom book to help teachers. Okay, for learning. Yeah, so all about having my exact business. She was totally. I was doing what I was doing because of Mary, in a way. I mean, there was a step around that as well, but Yeah, so a
Mhm.
microbiologist saying, hey, everybody, you can have worms in your kitchen to manage your food scraps and your paper. And then you make soil. Like she was a microbiologist. So,
Right.
right. So she cared about the soil food web and all the little critters down in the soil that are growing our plants and doing all that stuff. She weighed Mary was from a school of kind of lazy worm farming, like, okay, just throw your scraps in. Don't worry, chop a wing and just throw it in. All
Yeah.
as well. And so she had a bench and she weighed I wish I weighed all the scraps. I wish I was that organized that I kept data of how much I have diverted. I know I've diverted several tons from
Wow.
landfill myself. Right. Like with some of the projects that I've done. It's so much fun. It's so beautiful. And I would love to talk about that, the impact of the worms. I kind of gloss over it because of how I came from wanting everyone to have worms. My goal was worms in every living space,
Hmm.
worms in every apartment, every business, every classroom, not just one in the school as a project.
Yeah.
Every community center, wherever there's a blue bin, there's a worm bin.
Hmm.
That was my goal. I thought I'd be a household word, not me, but that vermicomposting would be known at least.
Yeah.
And that's not the case because people are so afraid. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have this like it's a really long path. And now the laughter, which now I get people laughing, and then I can say, oh, I have worms too.
Yeah.
Because I would start with the worms, right? Oh, you need worms. And it was probably fun to watch because I've always been high energy and animated.
Yeah.
The laughter just gave me permission to be more of what I am. So it's fascinating. The laughter has allowed me in the back door to bring the worms, but I'm not really doing the worms anymore. Now, I'm leaving that for the younger set because we really have, since 2020, we have this global mental health tsunamis. I'm working on that challenge right now so that people can feel good.
Absolutely.
We feel
What a thing to champion, That
right.
is.
I believe with my offerings, the worms, the sprouts, and the laughter, believe with all three, I have world peace and world hunger solved. And I know that that sounds lofty or, oh, sure, look at her. If you think about it, if everybody had worms for managing their scraps, so everybody was making a little bit of soil to grow a little bit of food, even if they don't have a garden, if they have a window,
Yeah.
right? You have a pot, you can grow some herbs, you can grow something. The sprouts, so a sprouter, even like jars or some way growing some sprouts, easy. Like then it's affordable food, nutrient rich, affordable food, not just food, like,
Yeah.
right. And then the laughter for our mental health. And we're in charge of our own pharma. This is like, if I could just package all the knowledge that I have about what I know, and I just feel like I have all this stuff to give. And that's why I do my free club and why I'm always learning
Yeah.
so I can keep on giving back. It seems so simple to me. And
Hmm.
I'm literally on this carpet ride. Yes, I'd get stressed, but now I have a way to get out of it when I'm ready to.
Right.
I want to stew sometimes.
Yeah.
I want to marinate in that for a bit, like, and say, well, that's not fair. What the heck?
Yeah.
I want to be over there for a bit, but then know that that's that's the challenge, Heather, is we're going around in this perpetual state of stress now. And we dip into joy, like maybe if we work Monday to Friday, maybe Saturday, we're like, oh, yay. And then,
Right.
dang, Sunday again. Or when we go away on holidays, yeah, our 2 weeks, a 1 weekend, then we're like, oh, phew, finally I can relax. And this is nice. What my goal and how I live my life is every day is a party. Every day is a holiday. Every day I'm like, what am I going to be wowed by today? Like my furnace is off. It's minus 20
Oh my God.
and I'm okay. Right.
Right.
I did my laughter club, like, cause then I got warm. I got all the love from the people.
Yeah.
And lots of people bought me coffee today. So the support, I said to them, well, Rick's going to put the link in first, buy me a coffee. And this just happened that the furnace was off. But I said, your support helps keep the heat on. Wait,
You
some
can't make
people
me
said,
laugh too hard today, Kathy. I did arms and core and back at the gym yesterday, and the laughing, I'm feeling it. Every time you giggle, I start giggling, and like I'm feeling all those muscles that
that's
I
the whole part of the laughter
yesterday.
is you don't have that aftermath of the ache.
Right. Oh, you use muscles to laugh. That is for sure. That is for sure.
I have rock hard abs. Wait
I
till I
bet.
come and see you in London. You can touch me.
Okay. It's a date. You don't even have to buy me a drink first.
fun.
Too
Okay,
funny.
where next?
So, Kathy, I'm curious about so we know about the worms, we know about the laughter yoga. I love how you're championing and how you're combating this mental health tsunami, as you put it, because that's exactly where we're at. But what either led you to worms or what was Kathy pre-worms? Tell me a little bit about Kathy. Who was
Yeah,
Kathy?
I grew.
So you got a psych degree, I understand. So is that when
Yeah.
you were little, you were like, I'm gonna be a psychotherapist? Is that
No,
tell
I
me about
really
that journey?
no, I didn't like school actually. I disliked school. I only went to grade 12. I didn't go to 13. I know it's not here anymore, but it was there then. I was like, "Oh, let me out." I was a great student because I was a people pleaser, and I was a
Yeah, me
secretary for
too.
20 years. Yeah, not anymore. No, it's fine. And for any of the young ladies listening, you don't need to do everything you're told. Okay, not even your
So
parents.
true. So
Okay.
true.
Don't tell your parents I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 20 years as a secretary, I didn't know there was an option. I didn't have entrepreneurs in my surround. Work hard, you get a gold watch in 30 years or whatever, and
Right.
off you go. It's like, what? I never understood. Why do you need a watch when you retire?
Yes.
Don't you need a watch when you're going to work?
Yeah.
I didn't understand, right? There was no cell phones then, but okay. Yeah, you need to have a job to get a job. You need experience to get a job. Like, I didn't understand all the things. And so I was a good secretary because tell me what to do, I'll do it, and I
Right.
did it better than anyone because I didn't want to be replaced.
Yeah.
Right, that insecurity, all those stupid things that you feel.
Yeah.
And I hope if you're young and you're feeling them, don't feel them. Call
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Or watch this again just because, we spend so much time worrying about so many things. Okay. So I started going because I love learning. I started to go to university at night
Oh,
for a psych degree because I love people and I loved going at night and it took me 15 years. So if you're in school, stay in school.
yep.
Time goes by. And I just love learning. I didn't care about the paper.
Right.
I didn't want the degree necessarily, but yeah, it was so much fun when I did walk across the
Yeah.
floor. That was fun. And I got a job at a group home working with challenged adults. I really thought that I wanted to work in seniors. I volunteered at long-term care. I was a candy striper when I was in high school, which is working at retirement residence, volunteering, like doing bingo and
Yeah.
cards and that kind of thing. I went shopping for an old lady and then she would ask me to clean her apartment, which was super clean anyway, but it was just to spend time. She was like my personal grandma. It was really great. She would make soup anyway. So I love seniors. And then but I got a job at a group home working with challenged adults, and they were doubly blessed with mental health illness. And it was kind of beautiful. Like I was like, oh, I don't know anything about that industry. And somebody said, you want to work for seniors? Imagine folks with dementia with more energy.
Right.
And I was like, oh, and it was a great analogy in some ways.
Yep.
I love that work, Heather. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I spend so much time in the office?
Yeah.
And then I couldn't work with management.
Have so much in common, Kathy. We have so much in common.
I call that a strength and a weakness because sometimes it's both. And that is my what do you call it? I can't even think of what it is now. Oh, where I can't stand abuse of power. I can't tolerate abuse of power. I either have to change it or I have to leave. If I don't have the
Right.
power to change it, I got to go. And abuse of power, I mean like boss, employee,
Yep.
or like just situations where there's
Workplace
shenanigans,
bullies,
bullies, yeah,
any of
things.
that.
So those kind of things. Yeah. So sometimes I stand up and I'm like, no, this isn't right. I'm going to change it. Or if I'm like, that's going to take more of my energy than I have,
Yep.
then I have to know that I have to disconnect from there. So that's what happened. I left the job that I had, which I loved, 10 homes and a farm. And that's where I was introduced to worms. So that's why I went there. Step back, when I bought my house in 93, I moved out of Toronto into Bradford. And I couldn't wait to start composting and gardening. And a teacher friend asked me to look after her worm bin for the summer. I didn't want worms in my house, but I love gardening. I knew about composting and
You're helping a
I,
friend.
I love learning. Wow. Right? People say all the time, you won't like that. Oh, like don't waste your time with that, right?
Yep.
Give me a list then. So people, it was like, oh, you don't want to do that. It's like, let me try it. So
Try it first.
let me try it and see. I did hate it because I had a house full of fruit flies because I would open the bin, throw the food in, close the lid.
Right.
I now know you need to manage it. You got to anything that might have anything you don't wash, your banana peels, melons, pineapples that you don't wash, the fruit flags are on the outside. Give it a quick rinse, fruit flags gone. And then you bury the scraps in the bedding.
Right.
So it was kind of horrible. And I was like, I'm never doing worm composting again, but I wanted the black gold. So I did harvest. I kept the worms alive for the summer because the fruit flies are just decomposers. They don't cause any harm for humans or pets.
Right. Besides just being irritating, right?
They're annoying. They're annoying, but they don't cause any like disease or anything. So we don't have to worry about that part. Kept the worms alive, put on big gloves, separated the worms, kept the gold, gave the worms back to my friend. All is well. Never doing it again. Fast forward to the group home, 2000. And I talked to them about composting, like, oh, how come you don't compost? You're just like paying all this money to get rid of all this food. And the greenhouse manager said, what about vermicomposting? Heather, have you ever done something and you're like so excited about it? Yay, this is going to be so great. And then you do it and you're like, ooh, so great. And then someone says later on, hey, Heather, why don't we, whatever it was. And you're like, that feeling in the pit of your stomach. You're like, oh no, that's how I felt. But then I came home from work that day and I was like, wait a minute, it's an institution. They're not getting worms anytime soon. So I did some research. I discovered the magic of the worms. They eat half their weight per day in food scraps. They turn garbage into gold. They live up to 10 years. They have 5 hearts. A group of them's called a squirm. Like all these things. I was like, oh, these worms are so and that a group of, that a pound of worms and their descendants could transform a ton of organic waste in a year. And that the average Canadian family produces a ton of organic waste in a year. I was like, oh, like every family needs a pound of worms. Right. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. So then I was inspired. Then I tried to find worms. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. Now I'm happy again. No, not that I wasn't happy, but so I'm looking for worms. I can't find worms anywhere. I'm like, well, you can't get worms year round in Canada. That's interesting. Fascinating, right? Then what happened? Then I got injured at work and I came home from work. There was an ad in the paper. It said, are you a woman? Do you have a business idea? I'm like, yes. It was a 6-month course to write a business plan. I was like, what? Remember, I had been injured, so I felt ineffective at work, had an idea. There's a thing, a little ad, like, come on, like, and that I'm seeing. Right. So pay attention, folks that are listening. Like, if you're like, I'm not sure, look back at, has a song played? Has a book been put in your path? I don't know, a sign. Who knows? Okay. Wow. So I turned to my husband. I said, I'm quitting my job. I'm taking this course. I'm starting a worm business. That's what happened. Wow. And then 2002, the landfill for Toronto closed. We started to export our garbage. So this is my idea was kind of pre this, but wow, what? Pretty good timing. Yeah. There was a garbage strike in Toronto in 2002. What a perfect time for a garbage strike. Pretty smelly. Not really a world-class city when you have a garbage strike going on in the summer, right? I chose media as my marketing strategy. So I'm like, oh, I'm watching the news. When I used to watch the news, I don't anymore. Because it never changes, really.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm right there with you. It never changes.
Right? So I'm watching the news and people are lining up for hours to drop off their garbage. I'm like, the thought that came to me was, those people don't compost. Because if you compost, it takes the stink out of garbage. We're busy people, really. You're going to spend 3 hours in the line to drop off your garbage? Like what? Then 3 hours to what? Get coffee? Oh yeah, people do that. Not lining up for 3 hours, but they line up. Right. Okay, never mind. So I said, wow, I'm taking my worms on a road trip and I'm going to Toronto. So I sent out press releases to Toronto outlets. 5 minutes after sending out my press release, again, pay attention if you're listening and you have a business idea or you have a business. I sent out press releases. 5 minutes later, a reporter from the Toronto Star contacted me, right? Largest paper in Canada. Thank you for your press release about vermicomposting. Last week, I wrote an article about composting, but forgot about the apartment dwellers. When you're done at the transfer station, can you come to the Star? I want to interview you. Hey, yes, right? The press that's why I wanted to do it. Yeah. Good for business. Yeah. Right? So I was like, oh, I could go right to the Star. I could. But I have a site degree. I'm curious. So I go, pardon me, I go to the transfer station. Another whole story, like I'm alive to tell it. But I had my company shirt on, Cathy's Worm Away Your Garbage. It said, Worm Away Your Garbage, and a picture of a worm, and my website. who knows? Like, who knows? I had so much bravado. Must have been divinely guided. I'm pretty sure at 63, I wouldn't be marching down to face the union, right? The mob mentality. Like, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
there to face, 80 to 100 angry picketers.
Yeah.
But I did it. And there was a private investigator, and I felt after talking to him. So he said he was hired by the city in case there was any skirmishes, whatever. Okay, good, to record it. Good. I mean, now everyone has cell phones, but they didn't.
Right.
So I felt good that at least if something happens, it will be recorded. I truly didn't expect to die, but if something happened. Okay,
Right.
so I didn't expect to happen what happened, which was to be confronted. I'm a nice person. I'm a nice woman. I didn't expect to be confronted like I was by the mob mentality, that I forgot that they were a mob mentality. There was
Right.
not one person. It was the people shouting were not individuals.
Yeah.
Because I have a psych degree, so I know that. But they were shouting really horrible things at me. And I had questions for the people. I wasn't talking to the union. I was talking to the people in the cars. And for the people in the cars, I was probably entertaining. They're there for hours. So what the heck? Here comes random woman, taking on the union. And I had a couple of questions, which were, do you compost? Why not? Because clearly you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be in the lineup. You wouldn't care. Your garbage wouldn't stink, is what I was thinking, like in my mind, right? I make up all kinds of stories. Okay.
Mhm.
And would you if there was an incentive? But Toronto at that time were giving away composters for $25. And in the 80s, they had worm bins for 20. So you could get a composter or a worm bin for $25. You
Huh.
could get a worm bin from the city of Toronto in the 80s.
Wow.
Stop it. Come on. It's true. Now you can't
Huh.
see anything on their website. You can't find anything about composting because now we have this green bin program, which is, I know London doesn't have it, and
We
don't get
do.
it. Oh, you have it now. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
It came last year.
Oh, sorry. Because it's a boondoggle. But anyway, I have a hopeful solution. I won't go down the green bin alley. Then somebody called the police. Like the people told, the union said like I wasn't going away. They told me I couldn't be there. I'm like, I'm on the road. Like I can. I don't know what came over me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really not. I don't like confrontation. Who knows what made me drive down there? I don't know.
Yeah.
This mission bigger than me. Anyway, so then I go to the police came, and I didn't want to. I'm not a muckraker, so I left.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm gone. I don't want to, nothing. Now I would be arrested today because that would be a better story. Right, old lady. What fun. So I go to the Star. I got my first article in the Toronto Star on July 18th, 2002. And I call up Rick and I'm like, yay, I got an article in the Star, right? That's my market, apartment dwellers.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm on my way home. I just got downsized. What kind of story? Stop it. You
Oh
can't make
my
this stuff up. Get
gosh.
out of here. Now I'm like, couldn't he have just got downsized tomorrow so I could celebrate my article at the Star? Like
Yeah.
now we have no income. Like we had hardly any anyway. We were selling rooms by the pound.
Right. Oh my
What
gosh.
fun, right? Like now looking back, it was hard at that. It was trying times, really.
Yeah.
Seriously. But you do stuff, right? You don't even know when you're in it. You don't know how hard it is.
Right. And you seem to find a way, right?
Well, I
Like you
had
just
food. Like the thing is that we haven't talked about the sprouts, but the sprouts is another piece. And I grow my own sprouts for 24 years, the same amount of time that I've had my worm business. I've been eating sprouts every day. I start my day with these sprouts. And when I come to London, I'll bring you one of my sprouters.
awesome.
It's so beautiful. It's incredible. And that came again, serendipity so much. We think we have free will. I'm not sure that that's true anymore when I look at my life. So 2002, my very first event, it was CD Saturday in Toronto when they used to have one. Then one year they were 6 of them. It was like, oh, this is too many. This is too many for one city. It's the same vendors. The people are just going to their own regions. They're not going to the one now. So it's not like we were making necessarily more money. But anyway, so the first one, so it's a garden event, perfect for the worms. There was a gentleman there selling this sprouter. It looks like a spaceship. It's the size of a dinner plate, food grade plastic, and it's a dome. So it's fairly compact. And it's flying off the shelf and it looks like a flying saucer. When there's a break in the audience, I said, what is that thing? This gentleman was 72, professional ballroom dancer. So he had his crisp white shirt and his black vest. He was a gentleman. And he said, it's a sprout or whatever. He told me all about sprouts. And I was like, oh, he looks so healthy, like at 72. I came from an employee background. I didn't know anyone that worked at 72, especially doing exhibiting. Very hard. If you're an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, it's not easy. You've got to expel a lot of energy.
Mhm.
Setting up and then being on the whole time, being nice and telling people about your product. And even though they're saying, can I have a discount? And
Right. No, you
oh,
can't, by the way.
no,
I
no.
mean, you can, Kathy, but yeah, at the booth during an exhibit, I don't know how many times that comes up. Can I get a discount? Or if I pay cash, can I not pay tax? No, I'm a legitimate business.
I mean, right. So all the questions, it's hard. You're putting like it's a hobby or something. I think people don't understand, and I probably didn't understand when I was an employee either. Like when I didn't know.
Right.
We don't know
You
what we
don't know
don't
what you
know.
don't know.
Right? It's so true. That expression, it seems so cliche, but it's really true. These expressions, they come around, then you're like, that that expression.
Yeah. It actually brings me
Uh,
to a couple of quotes that you said in your interview, because I'd like to ask people for
okay,
advice
yeah.
that they would give. And one of the phrases that you said is that without awareness, action is impossible. And that's so true because it's also about business and entrepreneurship. The first thing is awareness. If people don't know you exist, how can they approach you for services?
You might have the best new thing ever,
Right?
but there it sits on the shelf.
My goodness. The other one that I
And
absolutely love that you said, because I say it often myself, it's that every time you don't ask, it's an automatic no, right? You don't lose anything by asking. If you need help, or if you want something, or if you need something, or if you're curious about something, ask. The worst thing that
ask.
could happen is they could say no, but if you don't ask, they're saying no anyway.
It's no already.
So ask because it might be a maybe. It might be a
Oh, I
yes.
have a great example for like something that happened. So I chose media
Yeah,
as my marketing strategy. Somebody set me up with CHCH in Hamilton. I'm in Bradford, and they wanted me to come and do the morning news. So I needed to be there for 6:30. It's probably an hour and a half drive at the best of times. Never mind
easily.
going through Toronto traffic, right? Okay. So I'm like, oh, I really don't want to drive. Like, I really want to, I'm going to do that. I'm doing it because I
Yep.
chose meat as of course I'm doing it. I'm just not crazy about the idea. So someone said, well, why don't you ask them if they have a car? And they just said it so flippantly. And I was like, got all in my head, like, right. Like they're going to, right. Like, who am I? Like somebody.
Right.
The day before the thing, the interview, they call to confirm that I'm coming. CHC, where are you coming? Blah, blah, blah. You need to be here, blah. Person's voice is in my head, ask them, ask them.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I sounded like a teenager going through puberty. I was
Yeah.
like, you don't happen to have a car, do you? And she said, oh, let me just go check. She puts me on, like, she didn't hesitate. She puts me in hold. She goes and checks. She comes back. Oh, yeah, the car's available. He'll be there at 5:30 or whatever to pick you up. This limo arrives. I got picked up in a limo and they drove me back home too.
Oh my gosh.
So it would have been a no, right? I would have been driving going, man,
Right. And then you would have got there
this
and
way.
said, "You know what? This is so weird. I had a friend say I should have asked you for a car. Like, how silly would have that been?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, we would have sent you a limo. You should have asked." Right?
Yeah, we
Find
didn't
it.
know.
Like, oh my gosh. Just ask. Just ask.
Just get so you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
And without awareness, action is impossible. It had to do with my worm business. Like if you didn't know you could have worms in the house, you didn't.
Yep.
But it has to do with anything. Like and it's even more applicable, I think, with like social media. You see a headline and you're like, when you get all incensed and you share it,
Right.
but without awareness, action ought to be impossible because you share that and maybe you're now promoting the company that you hate so much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we certainly need to be as entrepreneurs not just being on all the time, but we need to be spreading awareness about what we do and who we are all the time.
All the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Wherever you are, like, I was on a podcast and the woman said, like, I was talking about all the things I do, and she was like, "Oh, you're quite a hustler," and I took it as being from the age that I am as a negative thing, like I'm a hustler, like a bad thing.
Oh, right.
Right? And then the very next day I'm in the grocery store and the woman behind me said, "Oh, wow, you're happy, right? Because it's energy." So I just emanate, like I walk in and change the whole, well, what just happened? Somebody opened the door. Yep, that's right. I came in.
You
And she said, "Wow, you're happy or something." And I said, "Yeah, I'm a laughter yoga teacher, whatever." I whip out my car. I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm a hustler."
right.
And it's a good thing. Like, it's like, yeah, of course, always be hustling for
Yep.
sure. If you don't tell them, they don't know.
yeah, absolutely. I think it was somebody in my first year at Fanshawe College in their landscape design program. There was an instructor helping me with my resume, and he took a look over it and he said, you're not giving yourself enough credit. I'm like, well, I don't want to, like seem like too much, or I forget what I said. But he said, the resume is how you sell yourself. No one else is selling you. So do it. Like, go out
Yeah.
there. And for the record, I will never make myself smaller to make other people feel comfortable ever again.
Yay!
Right? Right?
Woo, woo, woo!
Take up space, make noise,
Yeah.
show up in all your energy and just own it. Right?
Yeah, be you.
Unapologetically.
Yeah,
Love
be
it.
you.
Yeah.
Mic drop is that what they say?
Mic drop. I can't drop this microphone. It's relatively expensive.
Don't drop the mic. That's just
I should get a fake one just so I can drop it on the show. That'd be great. So, Cathy, we still have a couple minutes left of our episode, so there's still a few things. But before we get too carried away, I would like to cheers you. You've got some happy juice.
I do.
Perfect. I also have some happy juice. Cheers to you. In celebration of laughter and all things that are funny, I wanted to share with you the name of this beer. So this is made from Refined Fool Brewing. So they're in Sarnia, Ontario. And this one is called The Ugliest Parent. And it's like all of these ugly animal, beast, monster creatures, like they're in jail or something, or they're all competing to be the ugliest parent. I don't know, but it's hilarious.
And what was the company?
Refined Fool. Refined Fool
That's awesome.
Brewing, and they make
that's
some
awesome.
really cool beers. I love the idea of naming a beer one day. Just a funny, you see it on the shelf, and you can't help but giggle to yourself, right? That actually reminds me.
The whole branding thing, you need a sponsor and then.
Right? It's like, hey, if you are listening right now and you know somebody who knows somebody who's responsible for naming a beer, put me in touch because I know I've got beer names in me. So anyway, Cathy, cheers to you. I will take a sip because it's bad luck if you don't. So delicious. Today?
He is, but I'm not sure where he is.
Yeah. Do you think? Well, I was just wondering, do you think maybe he would want to join you if we end our show with a little bit of laughter medicine? I did want to mention in case we didn't get a chance to talk about it before. So you do have like a 2-day laughter yoga leader training. Can you talk about that for a second before
I would love it.
end our session?
Yeah. So this 2-day laughter yoga leader training it's 2 days. It's online or in person for anyone that's in the Bradford area or GTA. It's 2 days learning about the history of laughter, the benefits, the research. It'll be the most fun course that anyone's ever taken. And it's wonderful complementary practice with teaching, yoga, Pilates, any of the fitness, any like school teachers, or people that work in long-term care, like activation, creation therapists, life enrichment folks, because it's not necessarily leading like a whole session like I do on Tuesdays. You could start your class, not you, I know you're a teacher, but you or the others.
Right.
Just with a few minutes, just to get everybody on the same page, like as NLP, right? You get everybody in the same resonance and aware, alert, whatever. And it's a wonderful practice. Yeah. So it's 2 days, and the next one coming up is not till it's going to be 2 Tuesdays. So it's so beautiful. March 31st and April 7th.
March 1st and April 7th. It's either in person in Bradford, but also available online. Is that?
That's the online one. I haven't set dates for in person.
Okay, online. Perfect.
Cathy'sClub.com is where they can find out information.
That's what I was going to ask. Cathy'sClub.com. And that is Cathy with a C.
Yes, it is.
Cathy'sClub.com. Awesome. So as we're reaching the end of our episode here, I had asked if Cathy and Rick would actually lead us in a little bit of laughter medicine to end. So anybody who is tuning in, regardless of what day of the week it is, whether you're on your way to work, whether you're having a lunch break, or maybe you just need a little bit of laughter medicine, I encourage you to join us. So Cathy, I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. This is my husband, Rick. Hello,
Hi,
Rick.
Rick.
Okay.
So we're going to do, I have my 1 minute timer here. We're going to do 1 minute of laughter for world peace and just play full on. It may be challenging if it gets too much to laugh for the full minute. Then just giggling a little bit or even smiling is great. Yeah. And then I would just ask that you just end with your hands under your armpits. You can't really see because I got all these sweaters on.
Okay. And then you're
So
going to talk us through it at the end.
Yes, but please, no talking at the end.
Perfect.
Just beautiful. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, just laughing. 1 minute of laughter for world peace. All right, take a nice deep breath in. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Just breathe, follow your breath. If you know anybody that could use this beautiful healing energy, send it to them now. Be sure to take some of this beautiful healing energy for yourself. We just created lots. It's high vibration magic medicine. Once you've given out all the energy to all the people in the world, including yourself, let's help Dr. Kateria and his goal for world peace. Let's send some of this beautiful healing energy to places in the world that could use some. World peace is possible. It starts with us. So beautiful. Oh, thank you for that, Heather. That's so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Rick, thank you so much for joining us at the end there.
Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Laughter Club again on Tuesday. Thank you again both so much for coming on. And I look forward to seeing you when you're here in London.
Hugging in person.
Hugging in person. Yay. Thanks again, Cathy. All the very best. And I will see you around.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
That brings us to the end of this week's episode of Hops and Hedges, hosted by me, Heather Gerard of My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's a quick word from our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, landscaping businesses need modern tools to keep up with constant change, and that's where EXT comes in. EXT is transforming how landscaping, snow removal, and construction companies manage their operations. Using streamlined client management, real-time financial insights, and a modern mobile app your team will actually enjoy using. And with flat-rate pricing, there are no surprises, just clarity and control. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech to learn more. For additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you.